Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Space Game Junkie Podcast. I, as always, am your co-host, Brian, and joining me, as always, is your co-host, Jim.
UFOs are real. It's true.
Your co-host, Hunter.
Coming at you live from a bunker on Mars.
See, told you.
Are you using poop to grow your own tomatoes? Is that what's happening?
Get to the poopa.
Oh, God. And your co-host, Spaz.
As always, murdering zombies in Haran.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to admit, just a side note, I have a problem playing Dying Light by myself because I don't have you to remind me to heal, and so I die a lot more. Like, oh, wait, my health was crap. Oh, I just lost 8,000 survivor points. Oh, no. So it's tough playing by myself, I will admit. Folks, we have a guest today joining us from Ireland. And it's what, 11 o'clock at night there right now?
It's 11, yes.
Oh, my God. Well, thank you so
fine.
much. Well, we thank you for being flexible. Joining us to talk about his game Taxinaut is developer and creator Jasper Pohl. Welcome. Did I say that name right? Pohl, by the way? Did I say it right?
Yeah, very good.
Okay,
yeah, that's good.
I should have asked beforehand. I usually do, but I forgot. So welcome, Jasper. Thanks so much for joining us. We're excited as hell to talk about your amazing, fun, and brutal game of being a space taxi driver. And I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm very
No, I was going to say, I'll tell folks why I say brutal in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because, folks, if you're unaware, Taxinaut is a top-down 2D space taxi game where a whole galaxy is simulated. From the planets, the systems, right down to, from the systems right down to the planets, and transition between them is seamless, which is amazing, by the way. I don't want to talk about that. But every playthrough I've had so far has ended up with me crashing into a bird, screwing up my taxi so much that no one will take my fare. No one will get in, and I have to restart.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, I wanna land at like a gun store and just buy a pistol that I can hang out the window and shoot those birds.
Yeah, and you're not the only ones who want to do that. I've seen other people here again very annoyed on YouTube with. I think it's something maybe I have to change, or I'm not sure. I put out a poll there on Twitter whether I should make those birds easier, but only 4 people responded. But 3 of them wanted me to keep it the way it was. I don't know whether that's the same guy just trolling, or because most people I talk to seem to, yeah.
Or are the birds everywhere, or are they only some planets?
No, it's a bit of a, what can I say? I misjudged it. When I play it myself, they are annoying, but, probably because I know what to do. I don't really have a big problem with it. I felt they give a little bit of tension in the game, but now that I've seen other people play it, they're actually particular to this planet, because the idea is you start off on sort of a farmy planet, if you will. So they're still riding on horses there, but instead horses, they're flying on birds still there. So it's sort of a farming community there. So it's really only as a part of the lore of that planet that those birds are there. When you go to another planet, it's just normal traffic that stops for you and stuff.
Oh,
yes. So
I dig it. Leave it.
My
Leave
apologies
it then.
for that.
No, don't apologize. It makes me very tense because I'm like, I don't want to hit a bird at all. But at the same time, if it's part of the lore of that planet, you should leave it, man. I think.
Yeah, well,
because it adds flavor. And the game already has a lot of flavor. I've never even been off planet. I've already got several hours into this game and I still haven't been off planet.
Well, you need enough money to actually pay for the departure fee at the planetary airport.
That's what I was going to ask. Can I also sell wares out of the trunk of my taxi?
No, there's nothing like that at the.
This is I have many watches. Pick a watch.
Well, it was like the first fare that I picked up was a guy that wanted to go to a different planet, and I didn't realize that I needed like 1,000 credits to get into space. So I've got this guy that's like trapped in my taxi, and we just like drove around for a long time.
Seen people do
we're
this.
Best friends now.
Yeah, a whole bunch of guys in my house like that. Anyway, yeah, you can, but you can dump passengers anytime you want. When you land somewhere, there should be a little red button underneath them that says dump, and you can just dump them.
Oh, you got land to dump them. Oh, that makes so much sense. I thought I could just kick him out.
Is that like a bond? Is that like a bond red button that you push to like eject them out?
It just fires them
We're
out.
just going to slow to 30 and push you out.
Bye.
It's not getting kicked out that kills them. It's the fall. It's like it wasn't my fault. Gravity. And there's no cop cars either, right? So it'd be like if you get pulled over by a ship with little flashing lights on, wanted for murder.
I'm just reminded of the ejection seat in Heavy Metal.
Oh, right.
Guy in the taxi has
Oh yeah,
he's
no,
got
I
a
do.
taxi
I do know that.
flying
Yeah.
around, and then he's got an ejection seat there too.
Right, yeah,
Get rid
I saw that recently on Netflix.
But he's got like that beam back there that just melts passengers if they're troublemakers.
Yeah.
Oh,
That too.
right. I haven't seen Heavy Metal in so long, but I'm remembering this. It's great.
Side note: that character inspired the character that was used in The Fifth Element. Bruce
Oh,
Willis's
interesting.
Oh, how funny. So, yeah, folks, basically Taxinaut is a galactic taxi game. And there are things that I wish a lot of games had that don't. Like, I haven't seen them yet, but the game has traffic control, which I wish more games had. The game has, like, you can't always go somewhere. You can't, like, go to another system just on your own. You have to book travel, which I think is a great concept. You know, your little taxi isn't like an interstellar craft, you know. So I really like that you have to book travel. So let's go back to the beginning. When did you start working on this? And there are there are so many systems in this. There's so much going on. I'd like to know how the process of putting it all together has come about.
Yeah, well, I was making sort of for a while, like since about 2012 or something. And I guess one night I think I was just watching Taxi Driver, and I made this little sketch sort of a game, like where I realized that's a very interesting world, you know, and it will be even more interesting. You know, it's sort of a thing. So yeah, it started there. I think that was in, what year is it now? That was in 2016, I think, or 2015. So 3 or 4 years I've been working on this.
Wow. And it's kind of amazing how much is going on, because you have like, I've only seen the one planet, but like you're in a system with you're in a galaxy with, like, how many planets are in a typical game, would you say?
Well, the game is always generated with the same seed, so I think everybody at the moment has 120 or so star systems with on average 3 habitable planets. So I think there's about 300,000 habitable planets, but it's like with other games like that, there's only about 200 different types of planets you can actually see at the moment.
Sure, but every planet has multiple destinations, like inns and banks and space ports and all that stuff. And you got other people, like you can talk to your passengers and get information out of them. You could talk to other people. Like, I didn't know you could dock with another vehicle until I accidentally ran into one going at speed 1. And it's like, oh, do you want to trade some fuel? I'm like, what? Oh, I didn't know I could do this. There's so much going on in this game.
There's a lot of little things I didn't get the chance to. I had a longer tutorial before. People were telling me it's boring. There's too much information given to you. So I really condensed the tutorial in just basically how you fly around. That's it. After that, you can go to that Moon Man guy, and he'll explain some more. But yeah,
Right.
that aren't explained. Yeah.
No, I really like how it's broken up like that. It feels like less of like a slog in the beginning, and I really like that. Like it's kind of segregated, so you have like your piloting tutorial, and then you get to another guy who tells you about the real meat of being a taxi driver and a taxinaut, excuse me, and how to get off world and stuff like that. So I did have a question. Like, we were talking earlier about going off planet, and initially you can't unless you have enough money to pay for the departure fee at the spaceport. Now, my question would be: shouldn't the passenger pay for the departure fee? I would think that the passenger would pay for it. Or am I completely wrong here?
Well, they pay a premium on delivery, but you have to have the money to get them there.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't remember why, but they actually used to do that. But I changed it for some reason, and I forget why that was.
It's probably a good reason.
There's other things that can happen when you land at any place. Maybe it conflicted with that. I'm just guessing now because there's so many things I changed. I try to document it all my decisions, but it all in my head. So that it was like that before. So I don't know. Yeah, now you just get it at the end if you make the trip. I think no, it can't be exploited really. I don't know why I changed.
I'm thinking it would be exploitable because you could pick up a passenger that's going somewhere.
Oh, and then you can dump the passenger
and get them
somewhere.
to pay for it. Yeah, and then just dump.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's right. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So you could just leave. Well,
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. It makes a lot of sense.
This is the kind of stupid shit you have to think. Sorry, the kind of stuff you have to think about when you make games like this. You don't always realize beforehand what the consequences are of things that seem very straightforward. And this is one of them. Yeah, allow you to just get off any planet for free.
That's fair. No, that makes sense. And I have to say, like, when I first started playing it, it felt like maybe a little too much of a struggle. Like, oh my God, I'm never going to get off this planet. I'm never going to make enough money. But after you get a few fares, it starts to like really click, which I really like. But you really got to get over that initial hurdle of getting some fares. And especially fares that only want to go to that planet, like only want to stay on your planet.
Yeah, I'm a bit unsure at the moment. I mean, there's other people as well are saying it's, are getting frustrated with it. Sorry. And I can only guess that there's people who aren't even seeing any of the nicer parts of the game because basically they never get off that planet with those awful birds. So I am thinking of introducing something where you can pick your style of play maybe, and that will make the starting planet not so off-putting, so to speak. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe there could be a way to like when you're in the main view, does the right button do anything at the moment? Does the right mouse button?
No.
Maybe that could be like a quick dodge. Like if you feel like you're about to hit somebody, you could like jank out of the way if you time it right. Something like that, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I was kind of hoping for, because there were so many moments where I thought I was going to hit a bird. And I would move the mouse real quick and thankfully miss it. But it's like, I wish I had some kind of dodge ability. That's what I want. I don't want a gun. I want like a dodge ability.
Yeah. Well, there is items like that do stuff like make you, what is it? Like go that there's an item that blasts everybody away from you. So they just get moved sort of in a circle away from you. I have to see it. It's kind of hard to explain.
It's like a repeller field. Like it pushes things around.
Exactly.
You.
It's called a repulsor in the game. So I don't know. Yeah.
That sounds cool. I want that. I want that. It's
shields and armor, of course.
I'll be honest with you though, like my first several attempts always failed, ended up with me restarting because I would hit a bird and it'd be like, "Oh, your door's screwed up. No one's ever going to get in your cab now." I'm like, "Okay, fine." But that made me want to play more. That has pushed me to want to play more and get better at avoiding the birds so I can get enough money to get off world and start making more money, because I'm sure the fares are more expensive the further you get off world, and that's where the real money comes in. And so I want to get to that point because this universe is huge, and you show in the intro the example of the seamless going from space to planet surface, which I wish more games could do that. A lot of them don't, but I wish they could. And I want to see more of the universe. I want to see more. Yeah. And I like talking to the people too. I like talking to the passengers. I like talking to the Moon Man. So even though I've had some rough beginnings, it has pushed me to want to play more.
There is a simple thing you can do to get easier further. It's just borrow more money. You have 100. I think, to be honest, I'd like to see anybody play the game for 100 full days. So I don't know.
Oh, but yeah, you have 100 days
to pay it back.
Oh, and so you're suggesting take an even larger loan to pay?
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
You can take a larger loan, because I think once you start getting, as you say, more expensive fares, you won't have that hard a time. Well, it still take a long time, but not as hard as it seems now to get up to pay your loan back.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. As soon as I restart my next game, I'm going to make my way to the nearest bank, which I like that you've made that very easy to do by clicking on the loan thing. Here's the nearest bank. I love that.
Yeah, you have to know a bank first, but yeah.
Oh, you have to know the bank first? That makes sense.
Any bank, yeah. But then after you know any bank, it will lock onto the nearest one you know. Yes.
I gotta say, I really like that mechanic where you fly around and you fly over a building and then you know it. And then it's on your list, and then you can just set a destination there at any time. I really like that.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it myself, and I just you play it earlier, and I saw that you were enticed. The same thing happens to me. You were enticed to fly over the little trader icons and whatever, but at the same time, it made it harder for you because you were getting yourself into trouble with those birds. It's sort of like a dangling carrot or something sometimes.
Right. I want I want to know all the destinations, but oh my God, those birds. Damn.
Yeah. There's also stuff in it. Well, it's a story. You can get certain abilities that will make you gain voodoo when you discover things.
Oh, really?
Something that's in there as well. Yeah.
There seem to be I think there seem to be a lot of things you can get. Like you start off with a radio and luck and whatnot, but I love in the control panel you can get other things, not only bookmarks, but like you were saying, items that can make you repulse things or make money when you know things.
Yeah.
It
I've tried to.
Sorry, go ahead.
I've tried to make it in a way that you can't really deduce from the interface what the game is gonna offer you. So all the little items are maybe cards, in those card-based games. What's that one with the tower where you have to? It's a recent one. Anyway, all the items can do completely different things. Some are abilities, some you can click, some show an extra little bit of interface. They all have different little mechanics. So that whole discovery of what you can do in the game, I want that to continue sort of indefinitely, if you will.
Yeah, which I really like. I have to say, I really like the interface in this game. It takes a tiny bit of getting used to with the mouse control, I will admit, but I love the pause ability. You know, I love that you can just click and pause and then use the control panel. That just makes so much sense. You know,
And you can WASD for driving around too.
you
You're not
can.
stuck with the mouse. Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Ah, I'm just
Tend
doing
to
that.
hide it a bit because I want to encourage people to use the mouse. But yeah, you can use WASD.
I didn't know that. Ah, nice find. I'm gonna be doing. I might be doing that from now on. We'll try it. Are you gonna? Is there gamepad support as well, or will there be?
No, there isn't. I don't think there will be either. I don't know how to get to that stuff from the API I use. So, if you can set your gamepad, like I have one of those, what is it, the Steam gamepads, and it works with that. If I set it up, the pad to the WASD keys, but the way the interface is laid out, it would be very hard to transfer that fully to gamepad, because imagine trying to click on those little icons in your item pad
Yeah, that makes sense.
with a gamepad,
Yeah, that
or
makes
navigating the galaxy map with a gamepad would be a nightmare. I don't know.
sense. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. But yeah, I got to say I do love the interface and the pausability.
Good.
I like how I didn't know if this is this a new thing or is it. I didn't know because I've played a bunch of times, but I only saw this today in the tutorial. When you slow down to a slower speed, you don't have to stop at a place. You can just slow down to a slower speed to dock with a place. Is that a new thing?
Oh yeah, I saw you commenting on that. No, that's been there for like 3 years or something. So no, that's pretty.
I must have
old.
missed it.
Oh.
I must have.
Yeah,
I
it's
must
just-
have
you
missed
have to
it.
be going speed
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, exactly.
You can also land anywhere you want, by the way.
Wait, what?
I haven't seen anybody do that. Yeah, the land button, that's the first button that you can use. Just any place, you can just land there. There won't be anything there probably, but you can land anywhere you want.
Can you use that to avoid birds? Like, oh my God, land. Can you do that? Can you do that?
I didn't even think of that, but I think you can. No,
Oh.
because what I do, you can't really, because what I do is as soon as you lost, so when you take off, the bird is exactly there where you left.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, unless you wait for 10 minutes or something, it says. So
Yeah,
if you
there-
wait
there's
for
a-
10 minutes, then yes, I suppose. Yeah.
now let me ask you, why is that there? I know there's a day and night cycle, but what is the significance of the wait for 10 minutes ability?
In some places, there's some situations where you might want to do that. Also, there's on more civilized worlds, there's landing pads, and you can land on them. It'll cost a fee, but if you wait there for about 10 minutes, it's likely a passenger will show up. It's like a place where a lot of passengers come, or like a taxi rank or something like that.
Oh, I see. So you land at a place, there's no one there, but if you wait 10 minutes, you might get a passenger to show up and have them take. Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense now.
I just decided, yeah, I just basically decided, I'll leave that button everywhere, basically where you can land. And in some places it has some other uses, but yeah, you'll have to discover that yourself, I guess.
Oh, well, I'm excited to find out. Now the game also has a day and night cycle, which I kind of accidentally discovered. I mean, I saw it mentioned, but I fell into the night cycle today as I was playing, and I thought it was very pretty how the lights came on and everything. It was very pretty. But is there a gameplay significance to the day and night cycle?
Yeah, it's sort of like Minecraft. It changes at night. There's more nasty traffic around than during the day. Plus, at night, people pay you more to fly them around, but also things you buy at night cost more.
Oh,
But,
like dangerous vehicles, like things people might attack you or try to hijack your cab, or
on Yamo, the planet you start, there isn't anything like that. They're very docile there, except the birds are annoying. But on other planets, there's like piratey kind of traffic that will try to rob you. There's security. Like once you start getting items that are illegal and things, you can get into trouble with security and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh boy. Well, there are so many wrinkles to this game that I am just more and more excited. The more I talk to you, the more I'm like, I gotta get off this planet and figure out how to do more stuff. Because like I feel like I've seen like less than 1% of what this game has to offer.
Yeah, in a way, because that's a bit of my problem at the moment. I don't know whether I should make the rest or leave it as it is. But there's also still a lot to do on the game, though. So I don't know. Don't get too excited.
Well, I'm excited to like because you're talking about all these things that can already happen, like cops and pirates and things like that.
Yeah, so
and
all anything I say is in it. Yes.
Right, and so I'm still on this one planet that has birds, and I'm like, I want to see pirates. I want to get illegal, awesome equipment for my cab. So I got to figure out how to get off world, and I'm very excited to try and do that because there's just like the birds frustrate me, but at the same time, I really love the gameplay. I have to admit, I really love. Because there are other games that allow you to do taxi missions, and I've always enjoyed those. I've always enjoyed passenger missions. So the idea of an entire game around that, it's like the space version of Crazy Taxi a little bit, and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, good. I'm glad. Yeah. But yeah.
No,
I did my best with it.
No, it's really great, and it sounds like you have quite a bit to do to get it to 1.0 though. To have it to where you want it though.
Yeah, there's quite a lot to do. Like the idea is that a lot of the things that can happen, items you can get, basically, are all caught up in little storylines that you unlock by talking to people, basically. But a lot of that isn't really there. The items are mostly all there, but at the moment you just have to be lucky and sort of find the planet where that specific site is, where they have that item or something. So that needs to be, I'm working on tying that in more with what people are saying, and you'll get those little story things like, I don't know whether you noticed, but when you talk to the Moon Man, there's this little being, a Taxinaut item you get, and it's like a quest thing. When you click on it, you see your objective.
Yeah, and there's a it tracks how far along your objective is to becoming a full-fledged Taxinaut. Like I think I'm at 14% right now in my last playthrough. Because I have to get that thing that lets you fly off world whenever you want. I forget what it's called. But
yeah, and anti-grav compressor.
That thing. So I have to get one of those. But I really like that. I like how there are larger objectives than just the next fare. I like that. Is there going to be like a larger overarching story, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is. Well, it's not there now. It's sort of locked. You know how you have that little bird icon?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
That's that whole story, and it's in the beginning. You see you get told a little bit about what happened to you as a taxi driver before you became a taxi driver, and it's gonna link into that.
Is something about a war? I believe it was something about a war.
Yeah, sort of in the tradition of the movie, sort of like a war veteran, I guess.
I'm going to admit I've never seen Taxi Driver, so I did.
I never. That's unusual, I think.
It probably is. There are a lot of movies I will admit, when I was younger, if it didn't have spaceships or laser beams, I didn't watch it. And then for a long time, I dated a woman who hated movies. So there's still, yeah. It was, It was a bad time. And so there are a lot of movies I still haven't seen.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not, I'm not saying like everybody should have seen the film. I mean, I don't care. Yeah, no, it's just that I never talked to anybody who hasn't seen Taxi Driver, I think. But so I think because I'm not from the United States, I don't know. That's me being stupid. Anybody who lives in the United States has seen Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro in it. That's how I think. I don't know.
I'd be like, you're in Ireland. Anyone who's in Ireland has seen The Commitments, right? I mean, that's just how that works. So, I could say this.
Exactly. That's how I'm thinking. It's stupid, but whatever. Yeah.
Oh, someone in the chat doesn't think he's seen more than clips either. Oh, I feel a little better.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know whether I can recommend it or not. But in that movie, Robert De Niro is a veteran, and this starts off the same. So, but other than that, I don't think it doesn't have a lot in common with the movie, really.
Wait, is he the same veteran from Deer Hunter? No, that can't be right. That would be like weird. That'd be weird if those movies were linked. That'd be really weird.
That's interesting.
That's a movie I have seen.
That would be funny.
That's a movie I have seen and don't need to ever see again.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah. That's funny. You could market it like that. Taxi Driver. That's Deer Hunter 2.
Yeah, remember Sybil Shepherd from Moonlighting?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, she was in it.
In Taxi Driver?
Taxi Driver. Uh-huh.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I love several. I
think that was like her debut thing. She was like 14 or something.
What? So kind of like Natalie Portman in The Professional? Kind of like her.
Kind of.
Oh, that's Jodie.
Oh, is that Jodie Foster?
Yeah, an underage prostitute. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What the hell was Sybil Shepherd in? Oh,
She's
now I gotta go.
A girlfriend of the main character for a while, but he messes it up. Well, actually, I shouldn't probably say it. Maybe.
For a second, I thought it was Night Shift, but that's Shelley Long, so that's not the movie either. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We get a little tangenty here, folks, especially when movies come up, because we all love movies.
Yeah. But yeah, he drives a taxi, then he finds out he has like wizard powers and becomes a superhero. And
really?
Not at all like that. Not
kind of like Hancock?
No.
Sort of? Good.
Not a bit like that.
Good. The fewer things there like Hancock, the better. That was a terrible movie.
The Moon Man is actually also based. That's also partly from the movie.
Wait, which
in the movie? Robert De Niro goes from Taxi Driver. In the movie, Robert De Niro has like mental problems. So they say, oh, you should talk to a guy who's actually called the Wizard in the movie. They call him the Wizard. He's a taxi driver that guys that get a bit stressed from driving cab talk to. So they tell him, and that whole conversation you get in the beginning where he says, well, people are basically what they do. Some are taxi drivers. That's in the movie, tweeted a little bit. And in the movie, Robert De Niro says to the guy, that's why that's an option in the dialogue. He said, thing I've ever heard. He says this supposedly philosophical thing to him. That's Robert De Niro's response to him.
So how much dialogue is in the game? I mean, you said you had thousands of planets and they're going to have however many passengers and other people you could talk to. Like you land at a place and there's at least one person you can talk to. So like how much dialogue is in the game, at least right now, and how much do you have planned?
Oh, at the moment, not much at all. What you're seeing mainly is just directions that people can give to other places. So, yeah, it's mainly that at the moment.
Yeah, I noticed that I could buy bookmarks, which I thought was neat.
Yeah.
Because, that just does that also add to your list of known locations when you buy a bookmark?
Yeah. Anything, any
great.
location you buy or bookmark you buy or anything you fly over, anything that becomes known to you in any way will be, you can see it through that stuff.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Is the only way to get a list of known locations from the galaxy map currently?
Yes, and it is a bit of what is it? 3 to the what would I call it? The planet information panel for the planet you're on. That's a bit much. I'm probably going to add an item or make it so you can just click on the name of the planet above the little mini map, and you go immediately to that panel for the current.
That's what I was going to ask, because it seemed a bit roundabout to get to that information, and that makes a lot more sense. Like, I'm already on the planet, let me just do this. But it's still kind of fascinating that, like, if you find out about another planet through like a person, you can go in the map and click on that planet. That's pretty great. Like, this is a huge game. I don't think I've even made it one day, and yet you have 100 days to pay off your loan. I think you might be right about taking out a bigger loan.
A game day is about 50 minutes, so you'd have to play it. What is that? That's nearly 100 hours before it's time to pay off your loan again.
Oof. Yeah, and
So
hopefully,
there's plenty of time.
hopefully you can pay it off before that.
I think mostly you will once you have better equipment. It
Now, can
becomes
you
a
get-
lot more relaxing? I think.
Can you get new cabs? Like, can you unlock new? I think I saw something about that, but like, I'm not 100%. So, can you unlock like better ships?
I've done that differently. I haven't seen anybody do this yet, and I don't talk about it in the tutorial or anything like that. But if you fly soft enough, or you can get somebody to stand still at speed, talk to them normally, and also the ship they're in will become available to you. But all that means is you can go into the main menu. So click on your portrait, and then you see your portrait and your little ship you see. If you click on your ship again, you can choose any ship you've encountered yourself before as your ship. But it will just be the locks. It doesn't matter what ship you have. It's the items that you buy that will.
So
so better engines.
Oh, so if I wanted to go faster, I'd have to buy a better engine and buy,
That's right.
better. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how like the upgrade curve worked. Was it better ships, or do you buy better equipment? So it's better equipment. That's cool though. That's cool.
I always find, like, I play a lot of Elite myself, and sometimes you just want a ship. You want a ship that looks different, but it doesn't have the abilities you want it to have. I find that very annoying. So I decided with this to go. You can just pick any look you want. Who cares? And you can put any items on it you want.
I'll tell you what. If I could take a Cobra Mark III and just put everything on it, and just never use another ship in that game, I'd probably play it more. But whatever.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, we have a love-hate relationship with Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, it's like if Elite had like half of the economy and stuff to do that this game does, I'd probably play Elite.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. I don't know whether I should comment on it, but it's something to talk about, I guess. I think they've I have a love-hate relationship with it as well. Like a month back there, I was playing it again for a while, and then I go off it. But I think because it's so realistic, they really have nowhere to go gameplay-wise, because anything they want to add now is going to be way too much. Even with the studio of 100 people, they won't be able to manage planet landings with this. It's just...
I just wish that they'd got the economy right. because if the economy was right, it would be interesting to haul things. Because like, look at how many people play Euro Truck Sim, but there's no ownership of your ship here. It's like you bought it and that's it. You never have to really continue to put money in. Whereas like Euro Truck, you're like trying to like afford to stay in business.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like if it had a business metal layer like Euro Truck Sim, it'd be like probably one of the greatest games ever made.
There is that sense that once you get the ship you want, all of a sudden then it's like a rush. You're nearly there. You buy the ship, and you're taking off with that ship for the first time. Say Python or something, and you're excited. And then it's like, so what am I going to do now? I have that ship.
Exactly.
Yep, that's exactly where I'm at. And I've gotten bigger ships, and I was like, I don't like it so much, and I went back to the Python.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really wanted the Asp. That's what I really wanted. That was the ship I really wanted. And once I got one, it's a great ship. It can do a lot. It's a great multi-purpose ship. And it's like, okay, yeah. Now what? I mean,
now you get a Python.
So, see, that's the thing I like about your game, though. It's like you can get all this different equipment to upgrade your one. Like a lot of people like gave like X Rebirth a lot of crap because it only had the one ship you could seriously upgrade. But I like that sometimes. Let me get an attachment to my ship. You know, I like that sometimes.
Love that company too. What are they called?
Egosoft?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just announced. They just finally announced the release date for the X4 expansion, Split Vendetta, coming out on the 31st. Finally. So that and apparently a really huge.
The games are, glitchy and flawed, like Taxinaut probably will also be, but they have vision and they've always stuck to it. Except maybe Bird, all right, in my opinion, but like the new one, I think they show many other companies that do a game like that at the moment. So
you know what, as buggy as their games could be, and I hit a wall with them, every one of them. After a while, I just hit a wall with every one of them. I gotta say, I love that they keep making them. I love that they stick to their vision. They made these games through the dark time of space games, the dark times of the 2000s where we had almost nothing else coming out, and they just kept trucking away with these things. So it's like I got nothing but love for Egosoft, even though I pound my head against the wall that is their game's learning curve.
After 5-6 years, it'll be good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a joke, but it's not.
I think one advantage your game has is it's 2D. I think being 2D, even with a complex world like yours, makes it just that much more approachable. Probably makes it a lot easier from a technical standpoint too.
For most people, probably it would be. For me, I don't know. Yeah, no, it would make it a good bit easier. Well, way back, it's not just that it looks simple because I couldn't do anything else. I mean, I could have used Unity or, Unreal Engine or something like that as well.
What are you using?
But this is just Java.
Oh.
There's no engine in it. Anything you see, I just created, sort of. So it's, if you know anything about Java, it's just Java and AWT. That's the Advanced Windowing Toolkit. That's what came standard with Java since 1995, something. So it's really flat Java.
Oh wow! What was that other game? Oh, we were talking. There was another game we were talking to the developer of lately.
Masters of Orion.
Yeah, Remnants of the Precursors? Is that the one that's also in Java? I think.
I don't
think
know, but I did comment on your video. I mean, they started
Oh.
about Java, and I got
Yeah, they used to be-
jumpy and excited.
Yeah, it used to be called Java Moo before they had to change it.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's the one that's also made in Java. And I wonder if that's one of the reasons that this game is so like seamless from space to planet and stuff like that is the engine. It must be.
Yeah, what was that 2D top-down game that was basically an X game? You know, it was like
Unending Galaxy.
X. Yeah, Unending Galaxy. Yeah,
Which is
that's
excellent.
one. Because as somebody making a 2D game, take a look at Unending Galaxy,
It's
because that
so
does some
good.
pretty amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
The guy who made it was an X. He made mods for the X games, and he always thought a 2D X game would be awesome. So he made one, and it's very similar. You can start off with one ship. You can have everything up to an empire, with multiple ships and going about their business, dealing with other empires. If you like the X games, it's really fantastic.
I'm definitely going to look at that. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really great. It's really great. It's got set maps and procedural maps. Like I said, you could start off with like one ship, or you can start off with like a small empire and make colonies and things. It's really great.
Huh, that sounds good. It's like what's this one? Not Star Sector, is it?
Star
also-
Sector, I think, right?
Also 2D, and I think you can
Yes.
colonize planets
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's sort of
Yes.
like Stellaris, but you fly around with one ship.
Yeah, it's kind of like Kenshi in space.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one. Now look at the Endless Galaxy.
Unending. I just posted a link in the chat. It's called Unending Galaxy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
And yeah, the other one is Star Sector. I keep, because it used to be called Starfarer when it first came out, and I always get the names confused now.
Yeah, I never did hear what conflicted with that he had to change the name.
He didn't remember we had him
Apparently
on, and he didn't want to talk about it.
Oh, I
He-
know,
he-
but
for
that's what
some
I'm saying.
reason
Is I never found out there was no other Starfarer named product, so it just seemed
Well,
like
there is a Starfarer and Star Citizen. That's the name of one of the ships.
oh,
So
all right. Well,
that's my
now
guess.
I know.
That's my
I
guess.
think I
Anyway.
dodged that. I dodged that bullet. I think. Who's going to take Taxinaut? Go ahead.
No, you came up with something original, which is great. It doesn't have the word void in it or
Space.
or space. I mean, it's tough.
Sounds like an ancient city in in Mexico somewhere,
kinda
like
does.
an Inca city.
But like we ran into this problem this morning on the stream where we were playing one game, and like there are some similar games we were trying to tell people about, and like one of the names was so generic I couldn't even remember. It's like Solar Explorer, like bleh. That's gonna fly out of my brain. Who's gonna remember that?
Space Void or something like that.
Yeah, oh god, there's so many voids. So many voids. I'm surprised someone hasn't done Space Void. I'm surprised someone hasn't done that. Or just gone all out and gone void, 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 exclamation point. Like, why hasn't someone done that?
Space Void Simulator. It's just a background.
Oh,
Winning the void.
it's a screensaver. It's all it is. It's just
Yeah,
Like
it's
after-
a live wallpaper.
yeah, it's a live wallpaper. God damn it.
You've been doing this for a long time, right? Space Game Junkie, because I seem to remember this from maybe 10 years ago even.
Yeah,
2010 maybe?
2011. We started in August of 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been almost 9 years since the site was started, and the podcast started, I think, in 2012. I think 2012 or 2013. I can't remember now.
I do remember that you were starting on YouTube, or you were recommended to me, and I was like, oh, he's on YouTube now or something. A long time ago, right?
Yeah. I started doing. Just a side note. I started doing that because I was going to make it all text, and then I got a job, and I was like, I can't do the text thing where it's only going to be one article a month. So people are doing video now. I'll try this video thing. And so I think I started that in 2012, 2013. And it's been a slow burn, but it's been a really fun one. The sad thing is I just switched to Twitch for streaming exclusively because apparently no one knows YouTube streams. So like, okay. I guess I know where I'm going.
I've been on there a few times. But yeah, the count is low on YouTube, all right?
Yeah, like I would look
on the streamer.
Yeah, I would look at my numbers, and like I'd have 16 viewers on something, and like 14 would be on Twitch and 2 would be on YouTube. And then I was thinking about switching to Twitch, and then when someone in the chat said I didn't even know YouTube streamed, it's like, oh well, it's bad. That's real bad. Come on, YouTube. You're like the biggest brand in the world. Come on. Like everybody knows YouTube. Come on, YouTube. Your damn act together.
I get you recommended, quite a few. Well, I'm subscribed as well, but
thank you.
Well, it's kind of like YouTube made the gaming thing a different front page, so you have to put in gaming.youtube, and then you actually get like a Twitch looking thing that's all games. But
no one knows
that,
about
if
it.
you just play against, because if you just use like the normal algorithm, you compete against like every other video ever.
Exactly. It's kind of sad because I love YouTube. So much of my content is on YouTube. I mean,
why don't we just switch to TikTok? It's like you got 60 seconds. Just get it over.
Dude, I will tell you what. I just created a TikTok account because I heard people upload clips there. I heard people upload their clips there, and I'm like, I guess I should do this now.
Do like get an Instagram and put up like fake selfies. You can use that. They have a thing now called Facetune. It's like auto tune, but for your face.
What?
Yeah.
You
can make yourself into a glamazon.
Oh no.
It'll replace your face.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
We do have an Instagram though. That I also put clips on. Because I've started doing clips now. Because that's a thing you should do. But anyway. So you hit itch.io. When did you hit itch.io? Like I only found out about this game a couple weeks ago. How long have you been on itch.io?
It's the 6th since March 6th.
Oh, so okay. I don't feel too stupid then. Okay, that's good. And do you have any idea how long your early, like, do you plan on coming to Steam? And 2, do you have like any kind of inkling as to how long you might be in this early access phase you're in now?
I'd say at least a year. I think we'll be at like maybe version 0.9. So I'm planning that to be where you can play through the main story. And most of the stuff is there, but some is still lacking. That will be 0.9. I think I hope to be there around the same time next year. So.
Okay, that seems quite reasonable. Are you able to work on this full time?
Yeah, at the moment I am, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations. Yeah, because it always makes me glad to hear when a developer can put their full time into their passion project.
That isn't so much because of the sales, because they weren't. I could get about drunk 2 nights from that, but I have other source of income, so to speak. Yeah,
that's good. No, that's what you should have. That's great. I mean, we have a good mix of developers. Some of them, like, this is their part-time night thing, and a lot of others do this full-time. But it's always encouraging when you hear a developer can devote their full time to their game. That is great.
Well, I'm very happy with that. Yeah.
And hopefully this will get you a few more sales because it's not expensive. It's what, $6, I think, folks.
Yeah, and I'm gonna raise it as the version goes up a bit.
Sure, of course, of course. But right now, folks, this is the time to get in on this because this game is huge, huge. I mean, the video you see in the background, that's also a preview on the YouTube channel, is 40 minutes with one planet, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of planets. It's a whole galaxy of taxi driver adventures, and and there's just so much. It should be pointed out that
I hope people like it. You know that there's. Yeah, and that I can keep working on it. I kind of made it so I can sort of keep working on it over time, even after I do version 1. I just want to keep adding planets and creatures and stories and stuff. Well, it's been kind of designed so you never have to start a new game to get new content. So that's also part of the reason why there's such a large galaxy. I kind of want to make sure. But it's not necessary anymore because I made some technical changes, but whatever. I wanted to make sure that people couldn't possibly explore the whole thing. So I could still fill out areas with stuff that they haven't seen without it seeming like, hey, all of a sudden a planet appeared there that wasn't there before or something.
You can make it like a news item, like, oh, new solar system discovered or something. Like you got these news items on the side here and just like, oh, new system discovered and such and such. That would totally, I think, work. You know, that would. Yeah, I think that would totally work. So yeah, let's start wrapping it up because it's midnight for you and it's getting dinner time for me. So folks, the game is called Taxinaut, Taxinaut. It is currently on itch.io. There'll be a link in the show notes. But yeah, it's totally on itch. It's $6 at the moment, and that is a disgusting value. You should all buy it right now for the price of a coffee at Starbucks. That is probably one of the best values you're going to find. The only value I think right now that might be better is when Space Rangers 2 goes on sale for $3.74. That might be the only better value you can get in space gaming right now, in terms of how much there is to do and see. So yeah, man, I want to thank you so much for coming on late at night, your time. I mean, I would not want to be up at 11 o'clock at night. Something would be wrong if I was up that late, because I'm old. But folks,
very night birdie. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. So folks, just a couple quick programming notes. Next week on the show, because a lot of people are not suddenly, but unexpectedly homebound, with a lot more time on their hands than they might have otherwise. We're going to talk about games that you might want to either have on hand or keep an eye out that will, like not entirely desert island games, but games that like will help get you through these long stretches of whatever this is that we're going through right now. That's going to be our topic next week. Tomorrow on the stream, if you're listening later, doesn't matter, I guess. But tomorrow on the stream, for those of you listening live, we're going to be playing the pinball-y roguelike called Round Guard, which looks super fun. Like, super duper fun. I cannot wait for that.
I have not heard of that. Is that on Steam or what?
Yeah, it came out last week. I saw someone streaming it, and it looked really fun. So I asked for a key, and they shockingly gave me one. So I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta stream it now. So yay. So that's tomorrow. And as always, folks, I want to thank you for putting your eyeballs here. There are a lot of different ways you can be spending your time, reading a book, looking at another streamer, whatever. I really appreciate that you've chosen to spend your time with us. And I especially appreciate those who have chosen to support us through Patreon or Twitch subscriptions or donations. You can learn how to do that at spacegamejunkie.com/support. Every dollar helps us get closer to doing this full time. And if we can do this full time, that's just more content for you guys, more streams, more videos on demand, more written content. So any bit you can help. I'm going to try to ask for that less right now, but just wanted to throw that out there. So Jasper, again, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about your game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for asking me. I love being here. Thank you.
And we'll definitely want to have you back when you hit 1.0. Maybe we'll have you back before that too, if you have like a big milestone or something. Because this game it's kind of phenomenal, y'all. It's kind of phenomenal, and even though I have failed many times, there are not a lot of games that I have failed many times and yet want to just pick myself up, dust myself off, and start all over again. But this is one of those games. So check it out. It's on itch.io. It's called Taxinaut. It's $6. Disgusting value that you all should own it right now. And with that, we will catch you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time for some Round Guard. Have a great night, y'all. Stay safe and be well. Bye-bye.